My mother-in-law moved herself in, so I moved her out of town. My mother-in-law Katrina was a master manipulator from day one. She'd call my husband Michael crying about fake emergencies whenever we had date nights, show up unannounced during intimate moments, and constantly whisper poison in his ear about how I wasn't good enough for her baby boy. It all started when Michael and I got married. 2 weeks after our wedding, she accidentally deleted my PowerPoint for a $50,000 client pitch. "Oh honey, I was just trying to help organize the computer," she chirped, while I scrambled to rebuild 40 slides in 2 hours. 3 months later came the Hawaii sabotage. Me and Michael were taking our first real vacation in forever. The night before our flight, Katrina called sobbing about chest pains. We spent 8 hours in the ER and her results came back completely healthy. "Too bad you missed your vacation. There's always next time." By month 6, she'd graduated to property destruction. I came home to find she'd reorganized my kitchen. My grandmother's precious tea set and the mixer I used for my cupcake business were both sold on Craigslist. And that's also when I caught her in my bedroom, ripping apart pictures of my late mother. I lunged for them, but she destroyed most of them already. Michael walked in, saw me crying over photo scraps, and saw his mother's satisfied smirk. "Mom's only trying to help us move forward. Stop being so dramatic." By our first anniversary, she cost me $50,000 in lost business, our dream vacation, my grandmother's heirlooms, my career momentum, and the last images of my mother. Each violation was bigger than the last, and each time, Michael convinced me to let it slide until she went too far. I came home from a 5-day conference in Vegas to find Katrina had moved into our house. All my stuff was replaced by hers while mine was moved into the basement. The next day I saw her sitting on the couch, wearing my silk robe and drinking my wine. She saw my enraged expression and smirked. "Michael and I decided it's best if I stay permanently. Someone needs to save him from your selfishness." She even called me Satan's secretary, and Michael told me to be understanding, but this time I wasn't going to let her get away with it. You see, Katrina had made a fatal error moving in since I now had access to her belongings. While she played house, I played detective. Katrina kept a diary hidden in her quilted bag between romance novels. The woman who acted holier than thou had documented some deeply disturbing thoughts. I read pages upon pages of fantasies about Michael that would make Freud blush. Detailed comparisons between him and his late father. The entry from last Christmas made my skin crawl. When Michael hugged me, I pretended it was Robert. He smells the same. God help me. Sometimes I forget he's my son. I photographed every sick page. Then I started having some fun with it. I'd leave her diary in places where she'd almost find it, like sticking out from under the couch and balancing on the washing machine. The paranoia was delicious. She'd search frantically when she thought we weren't watching, growing more and more unhinged by the day. The final act came 2 weeks later. I had left her diary on the kitchen table right where Michael always had his morning coffee. He saw that it was bookmarked and got curious enough to open it, but as soon as he did, he dropped his mug and screamed, "What the hell is this?" Katrina rushed in, saw the diary, and went white. "Baby, I can explain." But Michael interrupted him with another disgusted scream. He was reading the paragraph where Katrina talked about how she wanted to sleep naked with Michael. She had written about him like he was a piece of meat, calling him delicious and wanting to eat him up. After multiple seconds of silence, Michael finally said, "Explain? Explain what? Explain how you write about me like he couldn't even finish." Katrina slipped up and said, "Michael, it's not my fault. You just look so much like your father that was it." As soon as she said that, Michael told her, "Pack your bags and get out of my house." When she refused, he did it himself and held her hand while leading her outside. She cried on our doorstep for 2 hours, begging Michael to forgive her and let her back in. He didn't, but I wasn't done yet. That evening, I sent photographs of her diary to her entire church email list with the subject line, "Prayers needed for Sister Katrina's troubled mind." By Sunday, the entire town was gossiping about how mentally deranged she was. People would corner her at the grocery store and tell her to get professional help. In the end, she had to flee 3 towns over to escape the whispers, and Michael stopped talking to her entirely. He still apologizes to me daily, begging forgiveness for not believing me. I let him grovel. After all, some lessons need to sink in deep.